For years, women have been told they know exactly what men want, but what if they're wrong? Today, we're listening to men themselves, and trust me, some of what they admit completely contradicts each other.
Here's what a man really wants from his woman. He wants her to be able to trust and surrender and fully embody her femininity because she knows her man is willing to take the lead and be the person he's supposed to be to constantly provide the structure that's needed inside of a relationship. What a man does not want is for a woman to constantly be switching roles into the hypermasculine, bringing aggression, bringing criticism, and bringing this sense of trying to prove why she is independent and doesn't really need a man in her life.
This is the number one feminine trait that successful men or just masculine men desire all the time. It's not being submissive. It's not being independent. It's not just being super hot, having big tits and a big bum. It's warmth. Yes, warmth. And think about what society is telling you as a woman to act like with men. Cold. Society is teaching you that you are better than a man, that you can do anything a man can do, that you should be as cold and as masculine and as ambitious as a man is. But men do not find that attractive. Men do not want a cold woman. They want a woman that when they say, you know, I had a rough day, your woman's like, oh my God, are you okay? You must be all right. And I'm not saying they want a guy to baby them or a girl to baby them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the ultimate feminine trait is the feeling of warmth. It's like you come home to your woman and it feels like the heat is on. You come home and you just feel like you want to hug her and you want to spend time with her. But if you come home and she's just cold, it's like it pushes you away from wanting to be vulnerable, open up, and spend that time with her.
Now, these men say they want a soft and feminine woman who lets a man lead. Then another man comes along and says, you know what? Give me a boss babe.
I'd love to know, do you prefer a feminine woman or a boss babe?
Boss babe.
Just in general. Boss babe?
Yeah.
Why?
I like a woman who can stand up for herself. And I feel like in looking for a partner, you're looking for someone who you can take on the world with, not just like hang out with and have a bit of fun.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, and what makes a woman unforgettable?
A smile, sense of humour,
Yeah.
I'd say, up there.
Are you a funny guy?
Maybe.
Contradicting desires from men. I thought men generally wanted the same thing. Let's hear what another man has to say.
You have a girlfriend?
Unfortunately, no.
Let's try to find her in few questions.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
What qualities are you looking in a girl?
I want someone that gets on with my family. I can come home and there's just peace. Someone that's like quite laid back. And also, I'll be honest, ladies, I don't like to cook in it. But if you cook, I'll clean. I think that's a fair trade-off.
I think that many men just describe how they want to feel in a relationship, and it varies with different men. Now, when relationships move beyond personality, another topic comes up that many people avoid talking about.
The best sex life I've ever had did not have to do with how beautiful this partner of mine was. Didn't have to do with what she knew or didn't know in the bedroom, whether she was a freak in the sheets or something more innocent. It was with the woman where the initiation of the act was so natural, was so seamless, and every single time we engaged, from start to finish, I felt completely desired by her. Women don't understand the power they have in making their man a happy person day in and day out by giving him the experience of being a desirable human. I would go as far as to say that the happiness a man in relationship experiences in his life is directly correlated to how desired he feels by his woman.
A lot of conversations about relationships focus on what women need emotionally, but this reminds us that men also want to feel genuinely desired by their partner. Now, speaking of emotional need, here's something a lot of people overlook.
The number one thing men really want from women:
tell him he's doing a good job to any capacity at all. If he was a gentleman on the date, tell him that he was a gentleman tonight. If you had a good time at his house watching a movie, let him know he was great company. All these things point towards you did a good job. You did a good job. And I think all men have this little part in themselves that's all they're looking for, and it'll continue to bring out his most bright and beautiful side. And when that feeling is associated with you, the woman, he's gonna continue to serve you to his highest degree, and that will never get to his head. Like, good job will always go to a man's heart.
It's getting more interesting. Now we're entering the part of the conversation where people strongly disagree.
What do men really want in a woman? Well, broke men want breadwinners. Immature men want mothers. Lazy men want servants. Abusive men want doormats. Controlling men want puppets. And narcissistic men want worshippers. But good men, they want partners. Hardworking men want supporters. And confident men want equals. So remember, the men that you choose to entertain say a lot about the woman that you are.
What makes a good woman? Just someone peaceful, not argumentative, cooks, cleans, loyal, takes care of things at home, supports me, real feminine energy. And what do you bring? I'm loyal, I don't cheat, that's already rare these days.
And there you have it. Ask a man what he thinks a good woman is, and he'll usually describe an unpaid maid. Someone who cooks, cleans, doesn't argue, and feminine energy. But did you catch what he said when asked what he brings? I'm loyal, I don't cheat. Bro, that is not value, that is the bare minimum. It's like applying for a job and saying, I won't steal from your company. Yeah, cool, but what do you actually bring? And this is the part that most men don't seem to understand. They say they want a woman that brings them peace, but peace isn't something that she just shows up with. It's a reflection of how she feels around you. If she feels safe, respected, and secure, she's peaceful. If she feels uncertain, dismissed, or on edge, she isn't. The version you get of her is a reflection of the man that you are. You set the tone, she amplifies it.
What's your favorite genre of women that would surprise people?
Difficult woman.
Ooh, difficult woman.
Difficult woman.
You love her just hard-headed?
Hard-headed, but stubborn.
Can't talk to her.
Can't talk to her. Doesn't listen.
Oh, I love a girl that doesn't listen.
If you've ever wondered why pick-me women don't get picked, this is exactly why. Because men actually don't like women who are that accommodating. They like women who stand up for themselves, who are stubborn. That's why these conservative men who are always talking about how they want traditional women, who will just cook and clean and be quiet, are always going after liberal women who are opinionated and independent, because that's what they actually like. Men who are always talking about how they need to be the leader and how they need a woman to submit and submission, when they're always talking about that because they only know how to be strong when you're being weak. It doesn't come natural to them. That's why they're always complaining that they want women to be more feminine, is because without that, they don't know how to be masculine. Only weak men look for a woman they can dominate and control. A good man understands that he needs a strong woman by his side because there may be a time where he's weak. What if he loses his job, loses a parent, suddenly has health issues? He'll need to lean on someone, and that's why he needs a strong woman by his side. A strong woman isn't a liability, she's an asset. But you'll have to be secure enough in your own strength to appreciate hers.
This is where the conversation gets interesting. Some people argue that men's standards are too high. Others argue that many men aren't meeting the standards they are asking for. But either which way, I love that this debate isn't one-sided. But maybe the better question is not what do men want. Maybe it's what kind of man are you trying to attract as a woman. But anyways, let me hear from you as usual. Which opinion surprised you the most and which one do you completely agree with? Let me know in the comment section. As usual, let's keep the discussion open. That brings me to the end of my video. Thank you so much for sticking with me to the end of this video. I'll see you again in another one. Okay, bye.